everybody. It is Regina along with Not So Perfect Parenting. I am getting on here because I said I will be going live every single night until the end of the year. I may extend this, not getting on here every single night because, whew, this is a challenge, but consistency is key. And it's been great here on this parenting channel. I have appreciated everybody coming in and people joining. It's some engagement, but it's not the questions from what I'm talking about. It's usually something totally different. But nevertheless, I'm grateful for people getting on. I'm grateful for people watching. Some people stop in and they stay and they go. And some people stay with me for the long haul. So I'm totally grateful for that. I've had a long day, not so much encouraging day, um, but nonetheless, I am blessed. Can't complain. Saw a homeless man today, and man, it was pretty sad because he was just it was kind of sprinkling. He was just laying in the median asking for money, and so I gave him a bag of food, which was miraculous because I kind of looked at the food and I'm a little embarrassed to even say this, but I kind of looked at the food and I was like, really, really, y'all, like, and two, I probably because I didn't have an appetite, um, and I really didn't even want the food, so I was like, I'm just gonna throw this away, and I bagged it back up, put it in the bag, and then happened to see him and was able to give him that bag of food, and I'm pretty sure he appreciated it because he took it. Usually, somebody who's just out there trying to get money will want the money, but he literally took the food. So I hope he was able to enjoy it. Um, so I can't complain. None of us can complain. When you see something like that, it's really it's something different. So I wanted to get on here and just kind of talk about. We talked about volunteering. I remember when my kids were younger, I would have them volunteer everywhere, homeless shelters. We would do bag lunches out on the street for the homeless. We would do nursing home volunteering. Anywhere we could volunteer, I made them volunteer. And the reason why I did that is because it just seeing people in a devastating state, like being homeless or elderly people who some of them have family and some of them haven't heard from their family since they were put in the nursing homes. When you have something like that, or when you see something like that, not only are you deciding, like, okay, I need to be a better person and I need to stop complaining because I pretty much have everything that I need. May not be everything you want, but it's everything you need. And when my kids would see that, like, I would see a change in them. Now, I ain't saying they was perfect because ain't none of us perfect. But I would see a big change, a big difference in my kids, and they would be a lot more humble and a little bit more gracious than my kids were never those type of kids that just was like, ew, you bought me some socks for Christmas. Like they were always, hello, hey, how are you doing? They were the type of kids and are the type of kids. Well, sometimes I feel like they be entitled because my kids are grown, and sometimes I'm like, are you serious? Like when I was your age, I wasn't asking my parents for nothing. But when they were younger, when we would go out, I mean, you could see the change in them. You could see the appreciation. And then sometimes they would want to take their friends along with them. So the other parents would be like, yeah, absolutely, take my kids. And they would want to help. And so when they got home, we would say what we were grateful for. And even though they may not have the best of everything, like some of the kids around them, they still were grateful that they didn't have to sleep in the street and they didn't have to sleep in the rain and that kind of thing. I remember when we went down, we had a thing in Dayton called Tent City, and the police ended up shutting it down because it started getting kind of massive. And I'm like, how do you like shut down the homeless? Like, where do they go? But they shut down that little part. And I remember seeing kids even down there, little kids too. And it was just so heartbreaking. But my kids were able to go down there and see that and just realize like, hey, we got it good. We absolutely have it good. So um I was just thinking about that. I was actually going to talk about something else. I seen this horror story of this parent whose kids was sleepwalking, and I was going to talk about that because I was interested in it because I've never seen anybody sleepwalk. All the people that I've taken care of, the different social work things that I've done, I've never seen anybody really sleepwalk. That I can remember. So I was interested in that. But I got on here and started talking about volunteering. And I think it's important, especially in this time of day when kids and parents. I mean, it's not just the kids, it's everybody who, when you feel like you're entitled, when you feel like you're owed something, and we're owed absolutely nothing. You know, if you go and see someone who should be getting things and they're not getting the essentials of life, you'll start thinking like, man, I got it a lot better than I really do have it. So I want to encourage everybody, you know, around Thanksgiving and around Christmas, everybody wants to volunteer. I remember putting a program together, and you get the most volunteers this time. Everybody is jolly and happy, and you know, you get so many volunteers during the Thanksgiving and Christmas season. But then throughout the rest of the months, everybody forgets about the homeless, and they forget about the elderly people who have been sitting in that nursing home and their family won't visit them at all. So with that being said, you know, still this season, go out and volunteer. If you can't volunteer, you know, pray for more people to come in and volunteer. Take your kids to volunteer. If you're kind of, you know, if you got small kids and you don't want to take them to like a homeless shelter or something like that, have them do the volunteering at the house. Have them pack up lunches. Have them bake cookies. Well, eggs now, because back in the day, they didn't care about you baking cookies and or bringing food or something in a shelter or passing it out. But now, like, there's some rules. You know, people are allergic to stuff and you can't bring in certain things. They might have to be store bought. But most times they're gracious and they'll go ahead and get your packed lunches or your cookies. Have them, it's Christmas time. Is it Christmas? No, it's Thanksgiving. But either way, still give thanks. It's almost Christmas. So go to the kid, you know, have the kids make cookies, have them make brownies, package them up, put little thank you notes on it, or you make me smile notes or grateful notes. I mean, scriptures, anything you can to encourage the people, and they would love it, especially the elderly people. They would absolutely love it. When I took my class down to my classes when we would go to the nursing homes, they love those kids coming down there singing and dancing, bringing treats to them. So just remember, especially when you're feeling kind of down or when you feel like your kids are acting entitled or anything, if you feel like your kids just need like a wake up call, even if they don't need a wake up call and your kids are perfect, send them somewhere to volunteer. That is one of the best things you can do for not only yourself but for your kids, to have them volunteer somewhere where kids are less fortunate, where people are less fortunate, seeing the elderly, because the elderly is always dropping wisdom on you. They'll give you something good always. So all right, I want to jump on here and just encourage parents, I see you, I love you, I am praying for you. I will be back on here tomorrow with another live, and I am Regina Long with Not So Perfect Parenting.